Hello, Bill. How are you?
I'm fine, Tina. How are you?
Yeah, really well, thanks. I'm super happy to have you on here. Where are you at the moment in terms of COVID-19?
Well, it's very interesting. That's a great question, and we in the U.S. are trying to ask ourselves where we're all at because depending upon where you live in the States, there's different situations going on in terms of infection rates going up with COVID. In some areas, it's checked. And in my area, it's a combination of both. With a big city like Denver, Colorado, next to where I live, I'm about 40 miles south of Denver. They've had some issues trying to keep things in check with COVID, both economically as well as with the virus itself. And yet, a few miles south, in more of the small Western village type element that I live in, things are not normal, but let's just say a little bit more relaxed, especially in the food and beverage industry. There was a lockdown at one point, but then there was a relaxation, and people seem to be following some basic rules of wearing masks and distancing. Some places are, some places aren't. But thank goodness, at least in my county, it's been somewhat in check. Not in all the counties around us, though, so it's a mixed bag.
So tell me a little bit about the impact on the food service sector. How has that looked?
There's been a major impact, not only in our state of Colorado where I live, but in many of the states. And again, it's varying, it's of a varying degree. But let's just say this, the hospitality industry has had major devastation. I know many people and many clients, both here and in other parts of the country, that you hear some devastating stories about hanging on, maintaining what they're doing, but they don't know how much longer they can maintain this situation at this point in time. I want to paint a rosy picture, but I wish I had that to say at this point, because for the independent restaurateur, for the independent hotelier, times are tough. Until we get a vaccine or some semblance of normality returns, it's a day-by-day situation. It's amazing the ingenuity, the creativity that operators in this industry have really come up with. Some of the things, we have some good friends who are well-known chefs, let's say in the Denver area, who run large commissary type kitchens or major production kitchens, who have started producing product and sending it out to relief areas, the homeless agencies, et cetera, and also the cities around where I live have relaxed some of their outdoor dining requirements. So it's been very ingenious. You know, I really applaud many of these people and their ideas of where they're going with this. When you talk to food service people and even hoteliers that I know, there's a resilience about them. It's sort of like, look, we can make this happen. We will win this battle.
How did COVID change your life? I mean, we've had people who've started making candles, playing the guitar, baking. What about you?
Well, I'm still playing my rock and roll guitar, boy, I'll tell you that. Never given that up since the 60s. My wife would say to you, yeah, Bill, rock the house sometimes. He has a couple beers and his amplifier tends to get higher and higher, in all honesty. Timing is everything in life. And many of the viewers today don't know this, but I'll tell you this. It's on December 1st, I finally transitioned my life to sell my firm after almost 50 years. My son-in-law and one of my partners, long-term partners, and my daughters took over the firm. And so I transitioned on December 1st, talk about timing, right? Where basically, as an independent advisor to William Caruso and Partners, I worked 3 days a week or so helping the firm talking to clients, etc. So the combination, and I've always been a guy after all of these years who literally was very hands-on. I'm a person-to-person, client, to consultant type relationship guy. So to go on what I didn't even know what it was at the time was Zoom, and now it's a second language to me, so to speak. But to transition to that and to literally go on 3 days a week and assist where I could to help the firm was a real unique situation. Working from home, I had never done a lot of that. I was an office guy, but I've learned to enjoy it. I've learned to be very productive at doing this. And most of all, that work in combination with the situation that's going on worldwide, as of last January, I became the Worldwide Board of Directors President for FCSI. So that ability, while not only working, but to use Zoom and talk to many of my friends in the society in all of the divisions throughout the world, and to keep in close contact with them was really very positive for me mentally to keep in touch with people.
I was going to ask you about that, really, especially as the president of FCSI Worldwide. Has it been more important for you during this time to keep in touch with consultant colleagues and friends?
Absolutely. I'm in contact every week with various parts of the world, talking to friends and colleagues, other board members, trying to work with them to see what their area of the world is going through. And it's been really a blessing for me personally. I've enjoyed it. There's been an ongoing program. We call it the happy hour. First it was weekly, now it's every 2 weeks.
What do you think there is to learn from this? I mean, is it too soon to say?
You can't take anything for granted. And in our business, especially operationally and from a design standpoint, you have to be very nimble on your feet.
So when were you able to go out to a restaurant again?
I've been getting out periodically. My wife loves a little wine bar in our little town, and we know the owners well. And we get socially distanced, and I wear my mask in, and we sit outside on the patio. Or if we sit at the bar, he's spaced people way far away from one another. The wine bar is called Crush in a little town called Castle Rock, Colorado. Little western town. We still have the cowboys walking around and tip the Stetson hat and whatever.
What are the things that you're missing and look forward to the most for when we can live our lives more normally, shall we say?
I still am very active in the industry, and I'm looking forward to seeing my colleagues face to face again, whether it's at board meetings somewhere, wherever in the world. I'm also looking forward to be able to go down to my little hacienda in Baja California, down by El Playa, the beach, and sit there and just relax a bit and see my friends down there as well, because as you know, the international borders have been impacted now too. I'm really looking forward to that and to being able to do some of the things that I like to do, just socializing and face-to-face conversation with colleagues and friends.
Well, Bill, thank you so much. It's been really great to talk to you and so nice to see you. You take good care.
Thank you, Tina. Will do.
Bye-bye.